And this is the harmonization and transposition section. You can find this all in your alphabet book on a page, PDF page 104, 105. And we have a couple more after that. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna play as original and then transpose. Remember, the intervals are really important to recognize. Left hand. Right hand, for example, it goes stepwise, so you need to know the scale for it. Left hand, intervals are, when you recognize it, to transpose and find it out in a different key will be much easier. We have what we have. In original key, we're in F major. So this will be the perfect fifth. And then augmented fifth. The C goes to C sharp. If you look at your right hand, you have 5 fingers range and it starts on F. F 5 fingers range starts on the third, which is A. Set on F. Now the original key. 6, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. So this was F major, right? Now we have to transpose this in G, which means your right hand from F position goes to G position, 5 fingers, and left hand is gonna start on a key note, which is G, in transpose, and you need the perfect fifth, first degree of the scale and the 5th degree of the scale. And what you need to do after that, just raise half step up the 5th, so to make it augmented, D will become D sharp. Your right hand, just follow the pattern, and every note what you see has to be played a whole step above, from F to G major. 1, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Oh, my bad, sorry, my bad. Again, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was number 1 on page 104. Number 2. Let's again think what we have. You have minor thread in left hand, and then diminished thread. Stays. So the first line like that, and then you're changing your tonic into subdominant. Minor thread again in a measure 5, which goes to diminished, and then again back to minor thread, and then we're back. The last 2 measures you have tonic, and then dominant, which is A major, and as you notice, it's in harmonic, so you need to raise the C to C sharp to have the raised 7th. C sharp in D minor is the raised 7th, and then tonic. So I'll be playing this. have the cut there, but I believe it transposes into E minor. Let's do this into E minor, which means now the triads, instead of D, which was the tonic for D minor, it's gonna be E minor, which you have to play diminished, which is 2 minor thirds, E, G, B flat. So that's for the first line, and the second line you have to go to the subdominant of E minor. It will be A minor triad, diminished, and the last two measures going back to tonic to E, and the dominant will be a B major triad. B major triad, it's a B, D sharp, F sharp. So, right hand, it's kind of within 5 fingers range with some chromatics, right? If you look, just be careful with those intervals you have to, and the accidentals. Now, starting on a fifth of the scale, I'm transposing everything full step up, and starting on a fifth of the scale, which is going to be a B. Now changing to subdominant. This was number 2, transposed in E minor. Next page, number 3, it's a page 105 of PDF. So if you look at your right hand, you have full complete 5 fingers range on C. But the top line is in C major, and the second line, starting from measure 9, you have C minor. You lowered your third. E became an E flat. And the same happens in left hand. What are these intervals? We have the minor thirds, and you can say it's the second half of the C major triad, and which right hand does already. So minor third or scale degree 3 and 5, which goes into major second, and scale degrees are 4 and 5. So I'm playing this one. That was the original key. Now it says transpose into D major, which means full step up from original key. What I need to transpose to start, I need for left hand third and a fifth of the scale as a minor third, and then after I have to lower it down. The F sharp will become a F natural, slides half step down, and my right hand gonna stay within D major and D minor 5 fingers position, and of course starting on a tonic on the first of the scale for right hand, and have your fingers set on this 5 fingers position. Now changing F sharp into F natural. This was number 3, transposed in D major, and the last number 4 on the page. We have C major, and your right hand within 5 fingers range again, and left hand the steps going descending from C to G and then back to C. 2 beats. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 1 and Let's go again whole step up. Let's do this in D major, which means again tonic, the first degree of the scale. We're gonna start from D. Left hand also starts on D. Don't forget about your key signature. You have two sharps. D major, but out of two sharps within this 5 fingers range, you don't need to use both. You just have to have the F sharp. Now, transposing everything full step up. This was transposed in D major. And we have same book, the alphabet book. Go to page number 120 of the PDF. This one is just reading. Let's do not transpose, although still we can. 2021. Intervals. Please recognize the intervals as quick as possible when you sight read. Not only the notes, which is important of course, when you just see, you know exactly what you have to apply on the keys. But before you start again, look through and see what exactly you need to. What's the most challenging part in your score where you need to be more focused on? And always think ahead. Always think a measure ahead. What you need to prepare for. Number 1 on page 120. In complete measure, we're starting on a beat number 3. 1, 2. Number 1. Now number 2, again you have perfect 5th in left hand and then augmented N minor 6. Perfect 5th, then with C sharp it's a augmented back to and then minor 6 when F goes down to E. Stays the same, second line, and then just an octave. Your right hand is within 5 fingers range and we have F major with 1 flat. Number 2 on the same page. 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, This was number 2 on page 120, and the last 121. Again, reading. Our key signature, it's in D major by the right hand. As you can see, has pretty much G position. And only once you have to use the C sharp, the second from the last measure. It's kind of this, but with C sharp inside. Left hand, perfect fifth, major 6, major 7. These are your intervals. Major 7, D to C sharp. 4 counts, 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. number 4, you are in C major, you have, it says you can start in 6. So right hand has the major 6, but not always. Major 6, it's a G and E. Major 6, F and A, but then you have E and C, which is minor 6. And then minor 6 in a major 7, D and B still, and then repeats. So basically what you do, when you change, you just slide the next step down with no sharps inside. Stepwise moving your hand, ascending or descending. The first, after measure 7, you just go descending, and then you jump back to the first. G and C. It's only the last 2 measures, you just have to go 1 step up, 1 key up, both notes, the bottom and top. Let's play number 4 in 3/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember to keep it loose. Don't play like this by pushing from the finger. Help with the wrist. Help the weight to provide some strength to your fingers.